Whenever ready when you are.
Hey, we ready? Welcome to Fish and Grits, the People Podcast. We got a very special guest in the house. We got a professional boxer and actually used to play basketball too, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, hold on. So I want to let everybody know this is Keith Liddell. If you don't know who Keith Liddell is, he got the world for the fastest punch. All right, the fastest punch and the strongest punch also, right?
Well, you know about that, but let's talk about the real one. Let's put the real truth out there.
Go ahead.
About the world championship. Come on now. Come on.
Let me go ahead. Go ahead. Tell us about it. Let you tell it.
Okay, well, IBO 2013 heavyweight champion of the world. Me versus Andres Fanfare, Windy City Gym in Chicago, Sam Colonna's gym. Fight lasted about 2 rounds. I broke the man's hand. He was unable to continue. He had to reschedule his title defense against, I believe, the fighter at that time, a Hispanic fighter. I don't want to say what's the guy's name, but this is 2013, y'all. He had to reschedule. He was stripped of the IBO, of the International Boxing Organization World Championship. I was the interim champion because I was the one that caused him to not be able to defend his title.
Why couldn't he defend his title?
Because I broke his hand.
Okay.
In an exhibition bout that was actually filmed on Sam. It was actually at that time it was called Harry Porterfield, Someone You Should Know, in Windy City Gym. This is on CBS. Harry Porterfield, Someone You Should Know, filmed live in 2013, April of 2013. I get the credit for winning the championship in July the 6th of 2013. I hold on to the belt all the way up to October of 2013. And they said somebody else took the title from there. But the guy I beat was Andres Fanfare.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
How'd you break his hand?
When we fighting, and I hit him with a lot of jabs, but my punches are hard.
Okay.
He tries to block my punch. I don't care if it's an elbow or his hand. I can target and hit you just about anywhere I want to hit you.
Okay.
And this time I broke his hand, and he was unable to defend his title around the time that he was supposed to do it. He was supposed to be training to defend his IBO championship. Mm-hmm. He fought against me, and tapped him up a little bit. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like I said, he broke his hand, and it took him time to recuperate. Until that time, I was the new IBO heavyweight champion of the world 2013.
Okay.
Nobody wants to talk about that.
Okay.
Hey, I'm filming this. Nobody wants to talk about.
Why they don't want to talk about it?
Why they don't want to talk about it? Well, yeah. I'm a black Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew black man. I'm one of the last of the black world champions from America. Before me, the other champion that actually was from here was a guy by the name of Briggs. Are you familiar with Briggs?
I'm not.
In 2003, he won, I believe, the IBO heavyweight championship. Let's look him up. His name was, hold on, guys. I'm going to hurry up and look up this guy. So you're talking about a span of maybe damn near 10 years at that time to where we had a heavyweight champion that came from America to defend and to win a championship, a world championship on that caliber. You've had guys to win state, national championships, but that's not the same level, as you know.
I didn't even realize that. So a national championship hasn't come from America in, you said, 10 years?
A world championship.
A world championship.
World championship.
Hasn't come from America in over 10 years.
And over, Shannon Briggs was his name. Shannon Briggs was, before me, the last heavyweight world champion that there was. And then Deontay won a national championship in 2015. Okay. But I came 2 years before that.
Okay.
So we have to give credit to where it's due. Shout out to Deontay Wilder. But we mentioned some of the things, how you said I have the hardest hitting punch, 3,780 PSI. I hit harder than that. It was evident in that fight there alone. I was the first time that we had ever had a world record holder, a world champion, and somebody who qualified for the Olympics at the same time in 1 year in that fight.
Okay. And that
So
was, that was you, Keith.
that was me.
Okay.
They always talk about the fastest punch. They never talk about the hardest or the world championship, which trumps it all,
Okay.
in my opinion. Shannon Briggs, he's 53 years old now. And you can look up any world champion right here to this point. We can show this. The list of world champions from America. We're going to look that up now.
Okay. Can you screenshot and send me some of that information too so I can post it?
Oh, definitely, definitely. List of American world champions, and the list is so short now. It's ridiculous. We have people that come from, pardon my French, here, there, Timbuktu, but we don't have nobody that comes from America, particularly black anymore. List of American world champions.
Oh, why do you think that is?
Racism. Racism is well known in this country, particularly with showing black prowess, physicality, mentality, academia, sports, whatever you name it. Black people seem to be at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to being advertised. It's unfortunate that we have that, but we have to look at the dynamics of us being dominant. And okay, here we go. And now they're showing an old list and then the new list. Let's go to the new list. Let's see what they have here. Okay. All right. And we're talking about heavyweights particularly. Heavyweight is very, very competitive. It's probably the most competitive field that there is, because you got guys who are, who really are talented and can do it. And if you're over 200 pounds, you're in the heavyweight division. Any 200-pound man can qualify.
Okay.
You feel me? And I wanted to go against the best in the world. And that's what I sought out to do, and that's what I did. Oh, wow, they're not even showing. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, current world champion. Okay. Alexander Usyk.
He's from America?
No. He's from, I believe, where is he from? Wow, that's crazy. He's Ukraine. He's Ukrainian.
That's crazy. He's the most recent world champion.
He's the most recent world champion that we have now. And he's a guy that's not even from here. Okay? And they're saying 2021 or whatever. You know me, I want to see the guys, of the past, Okay, so they're not showing the heavyweight division because there are no American heavyweight champions right now. Okay. They talk about Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, old guys, Mike Tyson. Shout outs to George Foreman. He died, unfortunately, last year. He was great. A real legitimate, bona fide heavyweight champion from America. Okay, we have some. Now, you saw this before. Let's blow this up. This is called Boxing Wiki Fandom. Mm-hmm. The list of the ring world champions, right? Okay, and it's unavailable, unfortunately.
And why do you think that is?
They want to hide some names. We talked about the Masons and the Illuminati before, and how people have special abilities. But let's talk about my career. Let's talk about how many fights I had.
Let's go.
Okay, 26 fights, professional fights.
Okay,
over 300, as they would say, real fights or amateur fights. They try to say it was amateur.
Over 300.
Over 300. And I can break down the list of the guys that I fought.
Go ahead.
Okay, the first one, as you may know, he was back in 2003. But let's back up a minute. Before I get there. 2002, I was being scouted by professional basketball teams from the Chicago Bulls, the Detroit Pistons, also the Milwaukee Bucks was in there. In 2002, they made a movie about me called The Red Sneakers, if you didn't know about that. The Red Sneakers was about a young kid, good in math. He used to always wear red sneakers that with any outfit, any type of uniform, and it stood out. They said that maybe it was the shoes that was making him jump, and dunk on people like I was doing back then. putting my arm in the rim. Vince Carter, come on now. You feel me? I would keep it real with you. This is the real stuff now.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, being scouted with those teams,
Uh-huh.
also qualifying for the Olympics in track at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
You was balling.
We're balling. It was a marathon run. I ran out of 1,100 contestants. I was like 25.
Okay.
My coach tells me, hey, you want to play basketball or you want to do track?
Yeah.
I said, I want to hoop.
Yeah.
I chose hooping, right?
Okay.
So my track career was over at that point. So 2 years go by, and then nobody, from 2002, 2004, nobody is looking at me.
How old are you at this time?
At this time, like 15, 16.
Oh, you was young.
Young guy.
Okay.
2004, I'm like 18, 20.
Okay.
Now, from that point, I'm also doing boxing at that time too.
Yeah.
So I'm fighting against a guy named Keith Williams. He went to Corliss High School. He was actually one of the football players too. He played football. He was known for roughing up my coach. He'd pick him up literally by his jockstrap, by his arm and by his shirt,
Yeah.
and hold him up in the air.
Yeah.
Keith Williams, he used to fight my basketball coach, so I would dunk on his football coach. You feel me? To get back at him like that. Long story short, nobody knows who Keith Williams is. But if you look him up, he's a well-known Chicago boxer, heavyweight at the time, and known for, like I said, manhandling people. So we fast forward to 2003. Another guy by the name of Adonis Smith. See, these are guys that, if you wouldn't know about them, former welterweight world champion Anthony Muhammad was his coach. Okay? He had two brothers. He had Little Adonis and Big Adonis. I fought both of those guys in 2003. Long story short, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. He was the first loss right there. The first professional loss was really from Adonis Smith. I believe he was a much better, at that time, a much more capable fighter than I was. Just being real with you. Big guy, bulky. We went back and forth, bam, bam. I'm talking about throwing him. I hit him in his chin, he hit me in my chin. He's one of the first fighters to knock me down, but not out. My knee hit the ground. I got back up like a champion. I hate to say this. I beat the hell out of his younger brother. I busted his nose, everything. I hate to say that. But, this is a little bit of the career that they don't want to talk about. He was a well-known heavyweight at the time, was projected to be heavyweight world champion if it weren't for guys like me and other fighters who derailed him, and also the system. Do you want to speak on it?
Yeah, explain the system.
The system of boxing? Well, you get tough guys that come through tough man contests, such as, you may know him as Eric Esch or Butterbean, the big heavyweight Caucasian fighter. You familiar with Butterbean?
Yeah.
He came through the tough man contest. He was able to work the system based upon racial politics. You've had other guys who were probably better fighters, who I mentioned before, Keith Williams, this guy, another guy named Terrence Smith out of Virginia. These guys were not as fortunate to make it through this system of the politics of having a certain image, being light enough, being the right race, being a Mason, going into the right social circles, fighting in what they call smokers, where you have Italian mafia syndicates that run boxing, who would determine who's going to be the next world champion. This is just part of the politics. A lot of these guys didn't fall into that.
So that masonry stuff, that stuff is real. It helps you.
Oh man, that masonry stuff, it get you killed. It does help you climb the ranks, but I never did that kind of stuff. I always used my own skill and ability to be able to make it to the next level. These other guys too that I mentioned, they didn't partake, from my knowledge, into the masonry aspect.
So with that being said, with the masonry, is that? So I'm assuming that's like a evil group that runs the world.
Yes, sir.
And people actually join that for success.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So so what all you know about like in the boxing world? Like how important is that stuff?
Well, going back to my career, after I fought against the Adonis brothers. I fought against this time Olympic champions, T.J. Williams, another fighter they called the Detroit Muscle. His name was Brandon Jones, but his real name is Brandon Dumas. He changed his name to Brandon Jones. He was well known all over the country at that time. He'd even won a couple not world championships, but local championships from state championships and Golden Glove tournaments in Chicago. T.J. Williams had won numerous world medals in wrestling, and also he was also a professional fighter too, in boxing and also in MMA. So they've had wide, varied careers. I fought both of those guys at the same time, put them both in the hospital, beat them up, bam. It was called a fight by agreement. I got sued for it in 2004.
I mean, why did he?
Because I beat him so badly. I almost, unfortunately, took their lives in the fight. It was heated. We had some words. Some of the guys were, at that time, they were trying to prove their status over somebody that, for me, who was marginally unknown at that time. I'm at Southern Illinois University. They were at Southern Illinois University. We were not really big names at that time. They were. I wasn't. So they're like, who is this guy? You know, pardon my French. Who is this nigga? You know, coming up in here, thinking that he can outshine us. They put us in the paper after they were taken to the emergency room. I was put in the paper and listed as this kid, 18 years old, fights 25-year-old guy, and this another guy may have been like 22 or something like that. He puts them both in the hospital, and it was called a fight by agreement. So that should have been a world championship there. It was listed as a state championship because, again, due to the injuries that they had, they weren't able to contend and also, how do you say, defend their titles against the Olympic champions, or in his case, against a world champion, the boxer guy, which was Brandon Jones. So they were essentially not stripped back then, but they were rendered unable to defend their titles due to that bout.
Okay. And I know we kind of like jumping over the place, but
Right.
the basketball. So you when did you stop playing basketball, and why did you stop playing basketball?
I stopped playing basketball in 2000. I'll say 2004, just giving it justice. Really, it was 2002, but to give it some justice, I would say 2004 because I got some shine from playing intramural basketball at SIU. Some shine from that, but it wasn't anything significant at that time.
So why'd you stop playing? Like, I mean, what happened?
I felt at the time that it wasn't going to get me the credibility that I wanted. I felt like I was subjugated by a coach. I had to do what the scouts told me to do. I had to be under somebody else's regime. If the coach didn't like you, you wouldn't get no playing time. You know what I'm saying? Or they might put you in for a second. You had to steal the ball, fast break, dunk on somebody. You had to make your shine for whatever they gave you. I felt with boxing, you could try to stop me, but I had the strength to stop you, in essence.
Okay, so basically it's one of them things where, boxing, you got more control over your results.
You have more physical control based upon your talent. But as you know what happened later on, you could have other Masonic agendas to basically do a black op mission on you secretly to derail your career.
Okay, and tell me more about that.
Oh, man. Well, shortly after I dismantled those two champions I talked about, they put me in a database saying that your hands are lethal weapons. That's where Keith Lethal Hands Liddell came from after that fight. They said you can no longer fight anymore because you can kill somebody, you can hurt somebody very badly. So they started a mission to make criminals out of us, to make it seem as if doing social experiments on us, keeping us out of the mainstream. Much like what happened to a certain extent, Kimbo Slice. You saw what happened with him. Remember when he was fighting, he had his street fights that he would show, but then he also had those contract fights that largely went unnoticed and unrated when he beat Ken Shamrock, which is a Hall of Famer. You know Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
He beat him in 2016, shortly after he dies in 2016. Is that a blackout mission?
So were you saying they took out Kimbo?
I think they took Kimbo out because he beat one of their favorite fighters, which at the time like I said, he's a Caucasian Hall of Famer. Shout out to Ken Shamrock, we love you. But at the time, Kimbo was not seen as the face of MMA or boxing, for that matter.
Oh, that's crazy. So you think they'll go that far as to they'll take you out?
To take you out, absolutely. They'll kill you if they don't want you to be the face of it. And he was definitely not the face that they were looking for then or now. You know, keeping it 100.
Okay. And how often you think this happens?
All the time. All the time. You had another great fighter, I thought, in the early 2000s. I mentioned one of them, Eddie Chambers was one of them who was derailed. Yeah. A guy by the name of the Gentleman Boxer, which was Chaz Witherspoon. You probably haven't heard of him. Mm-hmm. You know, he was another promising heavyweight that was beating the hell out of guys who was said that, hey, he's too smart of a fighter. He thinks too much before he punches. And he's beating the guy like a snare drum. He was derailed. You know, me going into poverty from 2004, from 2004 to 2013, almost no activity really being put to the forefront. So from 2004 being in your prime, it took you almost 10 years to win a world championship in 2013. What happened from 2004 to 2013?
What happened?
Oh, man, that was the derailment process. From that fight, from those two fights, I had a fight against another promising heavyweight by the name of MacArthur Burns, who fought in the circuit of Rosemont Horizon. Are you familiar with the Rosemont Horizon? It's a big venue in the Midwest. It's particularly in the suburbs of Chicago, but it's a big, huge venue. He's from Cabrini Green. I hate to say this, I killed him in a fight.
You like literally
killed him.
Like he like not here no more?
He's not here for no more, from my knowledge. But there was 3 other people who also were killed in that fight. It was a big brawl. I hate to say the big, huge street brawl. It was unbelievable. There was an altercation between me and him and his crew. I get jumped on by something like almost 40 guys. No lie. This is well documented. They have the medical records and everything. The police, it was a big, massive brawl similar to what you saw against Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis when they had their altercation. 3 people were rumored to have been killed in that fight. MacArthur Burns was one of them. Very promising heavyweight. This happened in 2010. Okay. 2007, I go up against a fighter by the name of Mario Lopez. His real name is Mario Peoples. He changed his name to Mario Lopez. He was also rumored to have worked with the government. A prolific boxer and MMA fighter. Long story short, with him, he ends up, I end up knocking him down. He ended up knocking me damn near through the ground. He hit me right in the chin. Back of my head hit the ground. I punch him in his face. The back of his head hit the ground. These were the type of ferocious fighters that I was going up against during this time that we weren't getting no shine.
Oh, this was in the ring? Or this
is in the ring. This was in the, at that time, we had what they called studios that we would rent out and fight.
What you mean, like rent out and fight? Like
literally, almost like how you have venues here in this, what do you call this, where we at, the library, how you have bookings that you can book a studio visit like that. We used to book out where ballerinas would practice at, their studios. We would fight in college, almost like college lounges, and we would have bouts.
Who organized this?
At this time, some of the college and universities did. Olive Harvey College, SIU. What's another one that did this? I think Chicago State University also used to used to do stuff like this.
Okay, so the schools hosted boxing events.
The schools used to host it. The park districts used to host them at the time. We used to also go to park district. This is way back in the day. YMCA's used to host these professional fights. Well-known boxing gym, as I mentioned, Sam Colonna's gym would also host a lot of these professional fights. We would get our own film crews to come up there from CBS, WGN, what's another major, Fox Network. They would come up there and actually film professionally like you're doing, sometimes live. They filmed us and they put us out one time. But the professional fight that I won, they didn't put that out. You saw that in the video I showed you.
Yeah, so why you think they didn't put that fight out?
The same way that Sam said, the Italian guy that I was talking about. He says he doesn't know why. I think it was they didn't want me to be the face of boxing. Can you imagine if in 2013, the fastest puncher, the hardest hitter, now the world champion, you have to pay money for that. You have to make me the face of boxing. And you know what? They did make me the face of it secretly. I am the logo of the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. You know, the guys like this. I'm the face of the WBC belt. The silhouette. So, but you know, this is 2013 we're talking about. You know, Andy Ruiz was not even really known at that time. Deontay Wilder was not known at that time. None of these guys were known. You couldn't say that they were the world champions. Where were they at that time? Do you remember the world champion at that time?
I don't.
All right. Now, Andres Van Far, we mentioned him. Vladimir Klitschko was one of them. He was one of the contenders. Eddie Chambers was one of them. And then me. Yeah, these guys weren't known at the time. Nobody knew who the new fighters were.
So, back to when you said you unalived this guy in the fight. Was that that was in the ring?
No, that was actually in the street.
Oh, that was, you said it was like 40 guys jumped.
40 guys jumped on me. No lie.
What made them jump on you?
I guess they felt like they needed help. You know, I was a pretty scrappy guy in those days. You know, I wasn't afraid to mix it up with numerous fighters at that time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it was also rumored to have gang ties. He was said to have been in an organization. You know, I'll just say he was said to at that time to have been part of a local GD set, supposedly.
Okay.
A mafia group.
Okay.
So, you know, but I had no problem with the GDs. They know I'm a Hebrew. You know, I don't have any gang affiliations, but, you know, Hebrew was just a term that black people have used to show our ethnicity. No gang ties at all.
Yeah, I definitely understand, you know, the Hebrew thing. I'm not very familiar with it, but I do have an idea. So basically what you're saying is this Masonic group is secretly trying to hold back Hebrews.
I believe that they're trying to exterminate the Hebrews.
All right, why do you believe that?
I believe it from numerous Hebrews in the past who have gone through this. Malcolm X, as you know, he's one of them. Even Marcus Garvey spoke on the same thing, of them basically collectively using genocide to get rid of the Hebrew people. Many politicians have actually even denoted and said that there was a hidden agenda, there was a farce to go against the Hebrew people. What did he say? Even the current president, Donald Trump, he said that he wanted to do a social experiment to see how the Hebrews or the black people could relate in the country, to see if their racism was really true, if there really was an agenda against the black people. And he said that was concurrent with him giving reparations out. Do you remember him saying this?
He said he's giving reparations out.
He tried to say that. He said he was giving reparations out about 2 years ago. And you can look all this stuff up, by the way. Anybody who tried to disagree with this, you can look all this information up.
Yeah.
You can find all this information. Literally type in Donald Trump says he's going to give reparations out to black folks.
Do you believe it?
Now, no, unfortunately.
Okay.
Back then, I believed it wholeheartedly.
Okay. Why don't you believe it now?
I've seen certain things that have illustrated the opposite of what he was trying to say. He did do social experiments, but it was not to help the black folks, I don't believe. It was to try to prove a point.
Like what?
That black people weren't competent. We weren't competent enough to make it on our own, and we needed white America to help us. We weren't sovereign. We weren't good enough to do it by ourselves. That's what he wanted to try to prove, I believe.
Okay. So,
See, so we're getting history from 2004. We're talking about politics that was involved with this, all the way up to 2013. And you see how it's kind of, we're all over the place, but it is tying into the political base, the misonetry, the face of the industry, boxing, politics. It's all the same stuff.
So like with you being in the industry and you being, world champion, I'm sure you being around Mike Tyson and meeting and knowing all these guys, industry wise, what all have you seen that most people don't know about? That most people, if they seen it, they wouldn't believe it or they wouldn't want to believe it.
Well, for one, most fighters, even Mike Tyson would tell you this. He said his belts were meaningless. He said in the end, it wasn't about a legacy. It was about making money.
Okay.
You can look all that up too. Even from basketball, going to Tim Hardaway, Hall of Famer. Mike Tyson, Hall of Famer. He said the same thing. Tim Hardaway said, get your money. Don't let nobody try to tell you it's about a legacy, Hall of Fame. He said, screw that. Get the money that you're owed and that you're supposed to get. Going back to some secret things, Ryan Garcia. Let's talk about what he said. And we talked about this in the car. You guys can look all this up too. I'm looking at you right in your eye. I'm looking at you in your eye. Ryan Garcia says that he was taken to the Bohemian Grove. The Bohemian Grove. This is in California, Northern California, I believe. And he was tied to a tree and made to witness people violating young kids.
He said that?
Ryan Garcia said this.
And when people say this stuff, it's hard to believe at the same time, but why would somebody just say something like this? You know what I mean? On the internet. That's a wild take just to make. So it's confusing on both ends because it's hard to believe because that's something that you never seen before and you never actually heard of before, heard of somebody actually doing. But then again, it's hard for me to say this person lying because who would make something up like that?
And who wants to see something like that?
Who want to see something like that?
Mike Tyson goes on record, as you know, for saying that he was under hypnosis. He was under the influence of custom model. You have some videos out there that will say that they actually have MK Ultra code words to put him under a trance.
Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson. And he'll verify that. He'll tell you that. I'll even say this. Your boy, Hall of Famer, Michael Jai White. You know him. Great guy. He says on record there was many, many guys who was in tough man contests, WKA world champions, fighters who were largely unknown, who would have made it very difficult and hard early on in their careers. He's talking about the Gracie brothers, saying that they were geniuses in keeping the real fighters out of contention. I'll say that again. They were geniuses in keeping the real fighters out of contention of beating the Gracie brothers. He said these guys were mostly mom and pop martial artists that nobody knew about. You had real fighters he's talking about guys like us, who came from tough man contests, who came from underground circuits, who came from just about every professional tournament at the time. And these guys were deliberately kept out. That's the Masonic agenda, from threatening the power source of the industry. They were kept out.
So basically, they was hiding y'all.
Hiding you, killing you, destroying you, everything like that. Absolutely.
And you know what, man? I be trying to tell folks, I really be thinking this going on. I really be feeling like certain people just be getting sabotaged. You know what I mean? It's like,
I see there.
you know what I mean? And it's so hard to believe because when you talk to other people about sports who not really athletes,
Yes,
they
sir.
don't want to hear that. They want to say that that's not true. Like they'll sit here and tell you that no one was hiding y'all. Y'all just weren't good enough.
That's it. People say that.
That's what they'll say.
They said we just weren't good enough. They couldn't do this. But as you shown, I showed you the fandom link with the list of the champions gone, mysteriously gone. Nobody can find it now.
Yeah.
You know, that sabotage game is real. And you saw the videos that I showed you. Do you want to speak on some of the things that you saw?
You mean with the microwave?
Well, not just that, the tribute, the fight boxing tribute. In fact, we can see if I can look that up on the phone here. As God is my witness, pardon me, I'm going to get into this phone real quick. Okay. Excuse me, guys. Okay. Yeah, we're stretching our legs a little bit. We're going to show you a little bit what they don't want you to see. And this is for any YouTuber or anybody out there. Look up Keith Liddell Tribute, War for Reparations. And here it is right here. I'm going to let you guys see this. It only has about 925 views. Did you see that? I don't know if I... Oh, you seen that one?
Yeah, I ain't really understand it though.
Did you see? Well, that's some of the fights that I had that were not filmed. I was attacked there by a professional fighter who worked for the government. You see blood right there.
Where did he attack you at?
He attacked me when I was living in California in the projects in Skid Row.
And he worked for the government?
He worked as an assassin. His first name was Demetrius. I forgot his last name. This was a fight that I had, one of them with Emmanuel Wright. The first fight I had with him was in the Wild Card Gym in Hollywood.
I don't know, was this like a boxing fight or was it like a real fight?
This was both. He challenged me outside because we were prohibited from coming back to the Wild Card Gym because they felt, first of all, you needed a membership to be there. Second of all, they felt that we would challenge the power structure. Being a former world champion at that time, they were trying to endorse Hispanic fighters. As you know, what's the guy's name? Andy Ruiz. At 2015, they were trying to endorse him. This is me doing some secret training to make myself really, really good.
What are you doing right there?
I'm punching through fire glass right there. Literally, I exploded the glass, as you can see there. And you're probably saying, why would I need to do that? Well, there's something called hell training, as you may know about. That is designed, the stuff that I use is designed to, even if somebody cheated against me, that was another assassin that hit me in the back of the head with that stick.
Time out.
Yes, sir.
Let's go back to because I do want to hear the rest of this.
Yes, sir.
But the assassin thing, what's going on? Let's go back to the first assassin. Tell me the whole beginning to the end of what happened.
What happened with the assassin?
Yeah.
He's a fighter. Well, he was a fighter out of Detroit. He's part of the, I hate to say this, the Illuminati gay mob. And there is that. You can look up with that rapper. Yes, sir.
Illuminati gay mob?
Gay mob.
That's the name of them for real? That's the actual name?
No.
Okay.
That's not them, but that's what they're known as. In fact, if you look up that rapper, Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Remember when Fat Joe said that the Hollywood is controlled by a gay mob? Do you remember him saying that?
I didn't hear him. No.
I'm gonna start. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna see if I can get this on speaker here. Fat Joe went on record for saying that. Hollywood is controlled by a gay mafia. That's amazing. Now, people will say this is, you know, beyond belief. How could this be so? You know, oh wow, now it's okay. Now, okay, now check this out. You can see this here. And you actually can, let me see if I can, there you go. Right there. Where it says Fat Joe thinks the gay mafia controls.
Hip-hop.
Come on now.
Gotcha.
So you see, I'm verifying all this stuff as we're speaking here. He says this, and this is on Vlad TV. He's saying it, but he's been said this years ago. It says 13 years ago this was done. Do you want me to put it on loudspeaker so people can hear it, or?
I'll play it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, there you go.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, they send these assassins out. These guys that they either were former criminals, rapists, killers, stranglers, or they make them up in assassination schools that they have and facilities that are underground. Some people have tried to call them cloning facilities and all this other stuff. Now, people are scared to say, well, Keith, why would you put yourself, well, my life's been on the line. I'm not afraid of that. Why would you go in deep into exposing what these groups are doing? I believe that if God is with you, which he is, nobody can go against you. The government has known about these facilities for quite some time. They've invited me to work in them. I've always said no. I'm not afraid of anything, as you can see. So they know if they take me out, all of it is all over with. You know, this whole world, you might as well just blow it up because it's about to be blown up anyway by something much bigger and greater. But going back to the assassin that was sent on me in 2017, right when I had just won the championship of the world, the USNBC, from a fighter by the name of Jamil Johnson out of Philadelphia. He's the cousin of the Hall of Famer Frankie Lyles. Okay, we're gonna look that up. Do you know who Frankie Lyles is?
No.
Have you heard of him?
I haven't.
Yeah, I know. We're talking about some deep, dangerous stuff here. We're getting the real story out. Well, let's look up Frankie Lyles. Okay, we're gonna look up his career. This is gonna kind of freak you out when I show you this. Okay, Frankie Lyles. Okay. So people say, man, we don't see your fights. Well, you know, they try their best to hide it. Okay. All right, here it is. Here it is. They're saying Frankie Lyles is an American former professional boxer who held the lineal and WBA super middleweight titles. This is in Wikipedia now. Now, we're going to type in Frankie Lyles Alcatran. Okay. All right. Now you see this. You can see this for yourself. Frankie Lyles, that was the person that I fought against, his cousin, Jamil Johnson. Alcatran. You see that? Let's click on that. Now you're going to see my fight pop up under his. And see, look, he said he trains Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz, many boxers do that. Keith Problem Solver Liddell versus Jamil Lyles. But his real name is Jamil Johnson. Now you see that, right? You can't make this up. Okay? And look, there we go. And all of a sudden, you see that? The video can't be, you saw that.
They won't play. You can't watch the video?
Now you can't watch the video.
That's crazy.
We're doing this in real time. We're not making this up. But it's on his page, though. I'm actually on his page. They wouldn't put me there if it wasn't significant. That's because I won the USNBC WBC championship from him. Now, I'm on his page. You can go. You can look all this up. Type in Frankie Lyles Alcatron. They may try to change it, y'all. If you find it, just download it. Prior to that, I fought against. In 2015, I fought against another fighter from Memphis, Tennessee. Another great guy, Ronald Freeman. Have you heard of Ronald Freeman? Does it ring a bell a little bit?
I haven't.
Okay, big, huge, 6'4", 6'5" guy. They pay him over $2,000 to fight me. Didn't want to pay me $500. I fought him at D&G Boxing in Long Beach, California. Let's look up D&G Boxing. See, I can show you references. I can show you what I'm talking about. That's crazy. As soon as we type it in, the fucking thing's gone. So, D&G Boxing, okay? D&G Boxing is, of course, a very prestigious gym in Long Beach, California. Okay? All right. Just so that you guys don't think I'm making this up. Okay, let's see what happens. All right. And here it is. This is what it looks like now. That's D&G Boxing in Long Beach, California. Now, that's where I fought against Ronald Freeman. This is all the fights that are making up from 2002, 2003, all the way up to when I became world champion in 2013, all the way up to where I became US, NBC, WBC champion in 2016. People don't know. In 2013, when I won the championship, they offered me a 3-year contract for over $1 million.
All right. So did you take it?
I did.
Okay.
I was never given the money or the endorsement deals or the Hollywood contract, which was, of course, the Survivor Studio offered me another $1 million to compete on something called Blood versus Water in 2013.
And they didn't pay you?
No.
Why didn't they pay you?
Well, this starts to go into where they wanted to get a new champion with somebody with a Caucasian face. They wanted to weed me out. Ultimately, weeding me out of Chicago, I believe. That's where I won the championship. Chicago is a place that I believe at the time, it catered to black people. It made it easier for us to live there and not have to deal with the industry as much. But we could just stay out of the industry, pardon my French, I'm going to use some language, whoop ass, and then just go back to the northwest side of Chicago. It was a safe zone. They rendered all my finances almost defunct. I couldn't get a job. I couldn't make no money.
How did they take your money?
They made it to where I couldn't get a job.
How did they do that?
Basically, you have this fighter. You will be secretly known. The syndicate, which owns the media and all that, they'll put out almost like a distress signal on your name. If you see this guy, Keith Liddell, don't hire him.
Time out. So you telling me it's like a secret organization of a community that blackballs people?
It's called blackball. That's funny you said that. Blackballing is exactly what happened. You're blackballed not just from the industry, but you really blackballed from making money.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you. Sometimes I be wondering, like, do that really be going on? You know, because I done seen some very talented people have a hard time. I'd be like, I'm wondering, like, are you blackballed and you don't even know it? You know, is it like I said, a secret organization of well-connected people that might be working in this corporation? They just call each other, hey, stay away from the person, stay away from the person. You know what I mean? And you don't even know it.
You didn't even know what blackball was back then, did I?
I mean, I did. I knew what it was.
Oh, you knew what it was? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know what blackball was. I said, what is blackball? What does that
I
do?
feel like that's what's going on with Shador in the NFL right now. Shador Sanders.
Shador Sanders, who that is?
That's Deion Sanders' son. He pretty good, and he got drafted. I mean, he pretty good. He really like the best rookie quarterback in the league. But he been playing quarterback his whole life. He was trained by Tom Brady, so nobody should be surprised. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But they basically not giving him the opportunity to play.
So you got a black quarterback
Yeah.
that's being blackballed because they don't want him to be in that position of being a black quarterback making a whole bunch of money. How much is this contract for?
His contract is pretty good because he's a quarterback, but he got drafted in the 5th round, so it's not like it would be if he got drafted in the 1st round.
How much money is he making? About $20 million per year?
I'm not sure exactly what the number is.
Okay. Now, did he get blackballed? For what team does he play for? If you don't mind, let me back up a second.
He played for the Browns.
Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Now, we know Cleveland hasn't really won anything in years.
Yeah.
If you look at all the horrible teams that they put out there, even the team that LeBron James played for when he played in Cleveland, he won a championship for them. Has this young guy won any championships yet?
He won because he played D1 AA ball.
Okay.
So he won like a conference championship with the D1 AA team. That's about it though.
No, but that's a big thing.
Yeah,
that's a huge thing.
Yeah,
so he got a ring.
He got a ring.
Okay, now he's a qualified ringsman. Now, people would say, "Oh, well, he's just starting out. He's been out there for 3 or 4 years, right?"
He's a rookie.
He's a rookie.
He's a rookie.
Now, how's Cleveland doing right now?
Cleveland been doing terrible for the last few years.
Okay, but are they projected to win this year?
Me personally, I think with the team they got, they should win some games this year.
Okay. Now, you look at Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady was a rookie. He won his rookie year.
Second year, first year starting.
First year starting, second year.
Yeah.
Bam. How much money was Tom Brady being paid?
I don't think he was making a lot then.
Well, how much, if you don't mind, how much was he probably taking home in the bank?
I'm not sure.
Did Tom Brady win any type of college championships?
No.
Now, you see that? This young man has come in more qualified than Tom Brady had taught him.
Oh, that's crazy.
That taught him. He's more qualified already.
Yeah.
Bigger contract.
Crazy.
He's more qualified. He is.
Yeah.
We're not making this up. The rings count for itself.
Yeah.
We know a football ring is the biggest ring you can have.
Definitely.
Come on now. Let's keep it a buck. The more rings you have in football, the more you become a legend.
Yeah.
Football is all about that. And you see that football ring, you make a basketball ring look like it's a joke. If you go back to all the great, I don't care if they were defensive men, I don't care if they were on special teams, to what cemented them in the Hall of Fame was how many rings they had. That was to their credit. This young man came into the game his first year with a ring already. He's black. He's related to Deion Sanders, a Hall of Famer. Not a future Hall of Famer. He's been a Hall of Famer for many, many years. And one of my whole famous players I used to love to see him play. Now, if you are not taking anything, all this into account, if he's a Caucasian face, would he be going through all this? Would he be hyped up? Would he have more money, international acclaim, on top of all the other renderings that the industry would give to him if he wasn't Deion Sanders' son and black? If we answer that.
You said would he be if he was white, would he be more successful?
Would he be more successful? Would he go through the same type of renderings that he's going through right now?
I doubt it. Okay. I doubt it.
Okay. So he's being blackballed. He's being limited in his opportunities to show himself being great that he is.
Yeah, definitely.
Despite
it's pretty obvious.
What are they doing to him?
So he started the first preseason game, and because everybody was hurt, and he did excellent. He played excellent. Like, he played very, 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 very good for a rookie. And I think he didn't even play the next game because the other guys came back from injury, and he barely played any of the preseason for after that. But he the first game he went out there and balled out.
He balled out.
He looked like a veteran out there. He balled out.
Okay. And that's why I really would like to see, quite frankly, how much money they're paying this young man. We can sidestep and we can actually look into the industry of Will Smith's son, who I believe was blackballed. Will Smith's daughter, Willow Smith, Jaden Smith. they were also blackballed by the industry.
Why do you think that?
The same reason why this young man is. They come from wealthy black backgrounds. Hold on, I'm about to get into this phone. They're wealthy, which means that they're not going to be subjugated by the industry the way that we would. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. For the simple fact they have more money. That movie, The Karate Kid, the sequel, if I can remember.
Because he said he don't care about China?
Something like that.
Okay.
That may not be correct verbatim. But the whole question is, do the Chinese care about him? So you can flip the switch, and you can actually illustrate on both ways that you're blackballed, not necessarily because of what you say, but what you say against the agenda of the industry. These guys are prominent black people, the creme de la creme. They don't have to even be in the industry anymore. They can make it to where their children can just eat off of what they already have made in the industry. The rich black people will be targeted more because you're wealthy. Let's keep that a buck. They'll be targeted more because they have financial pedigree that's over the other people that are in the industry or even trying to get into the industry. They're the biggest targets. But as Jada said, they couldn't find anybody that could beat them. That's just is what it is. So, but going back to my career, I want to go back to this.
I want to go back
sir.
to this assassination.
Right, the assassination thing.
Where did you meet the guy again? Like
in the projects in Skid Row.
So he just pulled up on you, or how did this happen?
He just, like you said, he just pulled up on me. He was a resident of the same place that I was.
Y'all stay in the same neighborhood?
Same neighborhood, same projects, everything.
Do you think that was a coincidence?
No.
I'm going to say, why? Because he said he worked for the government, right?
And he worked for the government.
So why would a guy in the government be living in projects?
To assassinate people that they don't like.
So you saying that the government actually put people in the projects to assassinate people?
Yes, sir. Definitely. Excuse me. Definitely.
That's interesting. That's a wild take, but it sounds super wild and unbelievable. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if they want to do that, that would be a good idea.
Very good idea. And then he's also a professional fighter too.
Yeah.
He's a professional boxer and a professional MMA supposedly.
So they hire professional athletes.
They hire and put these pseudo things of professional athletes, professional this, professional that, when really they're professional hitmen.
And so y'all stay in the same neighborhood. And
same
what
place.
was you doing when he ran into you?
I didn't know him. I said, hey, whatever. I seemed like a weird guy to me. So I said, well, dude, I stay away from weird people to me, personally.
Yeah.
So I say, well, whatever. I didn't really give it too much credence. I say, hey, as long as you stay away from me, I stay away from you. He took offense to that. I said, well, man, I don't even know you like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
the long story short, he starts messing with me every day, calling me names and doing weird stuff. So one time I run up on him.
Yeah.
Outside the projects.
Yeah.
And as soon as I run up on him, I'm getting ready to attack him. I hate to say it like that. I'm being honest with you. The police pull up right next to him, almost as if they followed me and they knew what I was going to do. And then from that moment, all of a sudden, you see him cross the street, and the police look back at me. This is in Los Angeles, Skid Row. And they almost look at me as a warning. Like, you better not touch him. So, stuff like that. That was the first incident in 2017.
And that's with the assassin.
That was the assassin.
So you ran into him, but the police pulled up as soon as you ran into him.
The police pulled up as soon as I walk into him to attack him. The police pull up.
But y'all did end up fighting.
Unfortunately, yes.
So tell me about the time I ended up fighting.
That was where you saw me with that blood and all that other stuff like that.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Basically, I'm going into the elevator. It's 2021 this happened.
So how long you known this guy?
I didn't really know him, but I was around him for about 4 years.
So you telling me they had somebody watching you for 4 years?
More than that. I believe more than that.
Okay, I'm listening.
So basically, I go onto the elevator, and then he attacks my groin. He tries to hit me in the groin just like that, randomly.
Okay.
I punch him in the face. I uplift him with an uppercut. I lift his whole body up. In fact, this is the footage. I showed you some of the footage, but there's more footage on there that shows the agent. Actually, let me look this up. Let me show you this. The
You
agent.
got the footage of y'all actually fighting?
The agent showed me the footage of it, but he would not allow me to copy the footage of it. But he was able. I'll show you exactly what happened. So all this stuff, man, is all this stuff that they don't want you to see because they want to be able to attack and kill at random and will who they want. Here you go. Okay. Yeah, pardon my being up all the time, standing up here. Yeah, this stuff is very, very interesting stuff. And again, it's stuff that's not. It's not often talked about or shown, but they have all of these things. Let's see here. All right. But what I forgot to mention was when I won these championships, world championships, I was sick with cancer.
You was when you won the championship, you said you had cancer?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
Sure. Pardon me. I've had cancer ever since, from my knowledge, 2011. And I was given a letter from the Social Security saying that I was qualified for disability in 2011. I said, disability? I said, why? I'm perfectly fine. I don't need disability, you know. And then all of a sudden I find out that I have cancer. I get ulcers all over my body, everything.
What's that?
Ulcers are protrusions from your body, like tumors, is really what an ulcer is.
Okay.
Well, let's look at this while we're on the record. I'm looking for the fight that they didn't want you to see. But here's where they confirmed that I was world champion. Did you see that video?
No, I didn't see that one.
And for the people that can't see this, it says I was briefly the IBO champion in 2013 for the light heavy cruiser title, cruiser heavyweight title, while also being a professional boxer and holding world records.
I see.
You see that? So now, am I making that up?
No, it's there. Definitely there.
It's definitely there. But I'm still trying to find the hidden fight here. That's it's very interesting to see this. I just took a picture, y'all know.
Okay.
I had to show my people on the other side. Another Illuminati tactic, by the way, is to film you right before they kill you.
Huh?
It's just a joke.
You said it's a joke.
Yeah, it's true though. They film you right before they try to. But I guarantee you, there's gonna be more. Because ain't nothing gonna happen. God got it.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me, God got some huge dinosauric angels over watching this whole scenario, and you see how fearsome they are. It's unbelievable. You got angels bigger than planets. Oh yeah, bigger than planets. You got angels bigger than solar systems. Oh yeah. Why do you think all these countries in America and this Illuminati, they know they better act right if they want to stick around? You didn't know that? You know that you have angels bigger than planets?
No, I didn't know that. Where'd you hear that at?
And you can find it out. Look up something called Sun Sister. Check that out.
Sun Sister?
Check it out.
I'm gonna check it out right now.
Check that out.
Oh, my phone's dead.
Oh, wow, look at that. You see, now let me use mine. Let me see what comes up with Sun Sister. See, that's why people hate me. I can prove what I'm telling you. I'll show a nigga what I'm talking about. See, Sun Sister. Okay. Also, to put you on to my book that talks about my whole life. It's called A Boxer's Life by Keith Liddell, done in 2021. I was also knighted by the Queen of England before she died. People don't know that. I won a bronze and a gold medal. People don't know that. That was for that fight with Emmanuel Wright in 2017. We run actually a world record for that fight, for not just for speed, but also for the injury that was caused in that.
Do boxers get a retirement pension?
Some do, but I don't. Some do.
So what do you need to do to get it?
Be in the Illuminati or the Brotherhood. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's how you get that. That's the real way how you get it.
So, was Mike Tyson on Illuminati?
Yes. But in other words, Mike Tyson is being controlled by them, I should say. I think he's an innocent bystander. I mean, he's part of a Masonic group, but he didn't know what it was when he was younger. I think he was forced into it, in my opinion.
What about Deontay Wilder?
He is, definitely. All of them. All the people that you see on TV are part of that. Again, we're not knocking them. Oh, wow. This is unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Wow.
What you got?
It says science fiction and fantasy stack exchange, whatever. It says a movie about a humanoid alien brother and sister stranded on Earth. That's crazy. That's crazy. But the one I'm talking about is bigger than the planet. You know, wow, this is crazy. Wow. Here's something else. This shows you another reference, even though it's bullshit. Look at that. See? Why would they make something like that bigger than the planet? Of course, it's a black woman, but it shows you.
That's a woman?
No, but I'm just saying. But it shows you something is bigger than the planet. You know what I'm saying? It references size.
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about? So whatever it is, it's huge and it's black. So, yeah, you can find and reference all these things and subtleties. But, you know, going back to the titles I won and the assassins that were sent after me. In fact, there was an assassin that was sent here after me, and you can reference him in Cobb County. His name was, I believe his name was also Demetrius. It's funny. Demetrius, his last name was Miller. Demetrius Miller, and we can look him up right now too. You can find this stuff. All the stuff's out. And again, I'm not trying to. I actually got into a fight with him when I was in a maximum security jail.
Hold on, hold on.
Yes, sir.
The agent was in jail?
Was in jail.
So they got agents in jail.
They have agents in jail. He's also a fighter, all that. He's specially trained. All this stuff is real. Oh, yeah, they have you go up against fighters, boxers, anything to see where you are. That's also part of hell training, too.
Hell train?
Yes, sir.
And what's hell training?
It's like an initiation, kind of. Test your skills and everything. A lot of black people go through hell training. If they're Caucasians that go through it, they're most likely not human. They're clones.
Why you say that?
Because they're not physically capable to naturally go through it the way that we do. We have more strength physically. We just do. We're built physically stronger. Like, see, punching through glass, punching through concrete, and fighting wolves and all this other stuff. We're physically stronger.
So you saying that during hell training that y'all be fighting wolves?
Fighting animals typically. That's the old school hell training when you had guys fighting bulls. Clemente Russo was knocking bulls out. That kind of stuff. That was what boxers used to go through to test your strength. They said, "Oh man, how strong are you really?" They said, "If you're strong enough, you should be able." You saw me rip the tree down. You saw that footage. That kind of stuff. And I have footage of me fighting against wolves too. It's on here. You have to be strong enough to go up against anything. That was what the mindset of the world champion was. It was called the open division back in the day. You know, it wasn't just fighting against one or two guys. You fought against hundreds of guys from all over the world. That's what made you a world champion. There was no restriction. Anybody could join at one time. That's why it was called the open division tournaments. That's what I did.
So you fight anybody, like
anybody?
No rules is like
there was no rule.
Come from any type of fighting background.
Any background.
Kimbo Slice could have joined it.
That's what Kimbo Slice was based off of.
Okay.
And Kimbo Slice was a great boxer too. They don't talk about that.
I didn't know he boxed. I just thought he did street fighting MMA.
He was a professional boxer too.
I didn't know that.
He did over 7 fights, something like that, 10 fights.
He's pretty good.
He was damn good. We can look that up. All this stuff is there. People can look up Kimbo Slice professional boxing matches. You can see that too. Absolutely.
And you said Deontay Wilder was. You said he could have been one of the best.
He could have been.
And why you believe that?
I believe that he took a strategy that worked at one time. He emulated a lot of my moves, a lot of my tactics that I used to put out there. He did that because they were effective, despite size. Strength, your skill background, it didn't really matter. If you could fight, you could fight. You know, I know a lot of secret stuff, a lot of metaphysical stuff and physical stuff. All that stuff was all based upon the boxer, the strongest man in the world, what they used to call it, the best fighter in the world. You needed all these skills to be able to go up against any fighter. You didn't pick and choose which one you wanted to go up against. Any challenger, any fighter. That's the truth.
Okay, so basically, you know, you box in your career, you walked away from boxing, but simply because the politics.
I was kept out of boxing.
You got blackballed.
Blackballed. I told you about J.D. Anderson. The other fighter I fought from St. Louis. He's out of St. Louis. He made it onto the international circuit, not in boxing, but because of the America's Got Talent. That same year when I fought, unfortunately, unalived, what's his name? MacArthur Burns.
You did it in the ring?
No. I fought both of them in the ring, actually, but I fought them, both of them in different states. I fought J.D. Anderson in St. Louis. I fought MacArthur Burns several times in the ring and also in the street in Illinois, Chicago, Illinois.
How'd you not fight in the street?
It was a beef that we had. over some girl. And honestly, this woman that I knew, I said, I've seen this woman before. I might have been with this woman. And I walked through, I said, hey, how you doing? I might have, I hate to say it, might have slapped her on the butt or something like that, or on the hand inappropriately. But I think I know this woman. I knew I had probably been with her. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they're like, man, who was this? What? And then they jump on me and fight me because of that.
Oh, and these guys are also boxers.
Yes, boxers and killers. I hate to say it. Unfortunately.
Why'd you call them that?
Why are they killers? Well, that's what they are. They kill people. They're part of illegal organizations.
Oh, so these organizations really exist?
Absolutely, definitely.
It's pretty interesting. So when you said you unalived this guy, this happened
One hit.
in the ring,
This happened in the street.
and you unalived him?
Unfortunately,
Did you get charged?
no.
And why didn't they charge you?
It was because of self-defense, and I had a witness. I'm sitting there almost damn near unconscious in the medical room. And this woman says, man, they hit him. They took him down, but he was throwing them motherfuckers. This is what she said. And she said they attacked him, and he defended himself.
Good gracious, fastest and hardest hitting puncher in the world.
Only hit him one time, and he disappeared from the fight. I thought that nigga ran away. I said, well, where'd he go?
Yeah.
He disappeared. One hit. I hit him with an overhand right. Bam, gone. It's unbelievable. One hit.
I think, and you know what? It's crazy. I think my roommate in college said one time, he said, we too big and strong to be fighting. People can get hurt. You know what I mean? And you speaking about your situations.
Yes, sir.
That's a prime example. Like once you get a certain age, once you get a certain strength, you really shouldn't be out here fighting because you really can hurt somebody.
That's true. And you are a big guy. You're strong yourself. As you know, football players make the best fighters. That's what they say.
Really?
People have said that. Deontay Wilder, he had a football background.
I heard.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
They said that they make the really, really good fighters, from my understanding. That's what people say.
Interesting. I never thought about that. But you know what, though? Football is an explosive sport. You know what I mean? So I can kind of see the correlation.
Y'all knock people out their shoes. No lie. Bro, I ain't lying to you. Out their shoes. The power is phenomenal. It's really, like you said, key word is explosive, I would say. So, but outside of that, the J.D. Anderson, the Caucasian guy, the big 300, 400-pound guy,
Yeah.
he was able to make an international living for himself, being a strong man, breaking things and all that. These are some of the promotions that certain cultures have. Why wasn't other people like myself, who was a former world champion, why didn't they make international opportunities for us to make it? That's basically where I'm getting to.
I got you. Because, you was a one-on-one.
Basically.
One-on-one.
1-1. One world championship, one national world champion.
And the hardest, two records.
Hardest hitter, and 3 records. The hardest hitter and 2 world fastest punchers. So that stuff never got mentioned.
That's crazy. Because, when you think about those type of hands, those are legendary hands.
Lethal hands at that time.
Literally lethal hands.
At that time, lethal. I said, man, why isn't nobody putting that out there? Nobody's trying to promote that,
And it's because you wasn't part of the Illuminati.
It's because I'm black and I'm not part of the Illuminati.
So basically, for you to reach a certain level of success and be black, you got to join the Illuminati.
You got to. I mean, you can be the best. I mean, pow. I mean, all the power. I'm sorry about all the power in the world. I didn't mean to. Yeah, I put a little bit too much on there, but just to show you that you could be the best type of fighter that there was and be largely unknown. Nobody would know about you. You would receive no endorsement deals, no sponsorships, no money. People will act like you don't exist.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can see that happening.
Definitely.
Well, shoot, man, we've been at it for almost 2 hours. Anything else you want to say?
Oh man, you got some good footage here, brother. Well, yeah, I guess where can they find this video?
It's gonna be on Fish and Grits podcast.
Fits and Grits 5. But maybe we can look it up. He said Fish and Grits.
Fish and Grits.
That's in YouTube, right?
Yeah, YouTube, Fish and Grits. Yeah, just if you type it in, hopefully it should pop up.
Okay. Well, you can even send me a link too. You know,
Oh
you
yeah,
can send me a link.
I'm definitely gonna send you the link.
Okay.
For sure.
That's what's up. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, man.
I want to see this, man. I think it was very, very, very well done, in my opinion.
I appreciate that. Before we go, man, I forgot, man. You said some stuff. I don't know if we want to talk about, but you was talking about how America Got Talent. The first time it came around, you said it was a kid who came on there,
Right.
and he had powers, basically.
Special abilities.
Yeah, tell us about that story, man.
Well, you saw some of the stuff that I sent you.
Yeah, I did.
Did you see about the light and all that other stuff that was being as fast as light? And so much you see light coming through, energy off the punch.
Well, which video? Because some of that stuff I was trying to, understand what was going on.
Okay.
Because I seen the one with the microwave. It kept the microwave.
you that microwave.
Because I was trying to figure out what was going on.
Okay.
And I did see some other videos, but I didn't really understand because it was dark.
Right.
I didn't really understand, what was going on.
What was happening with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there are people with special abilities. They've been on Earth for a long time. They've been around other planets, everything.
They've been on other planets.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm listening.
Well, we know about the Hebrews, the Anunnaki, supposedly what they called us back in the day. The Anunnaki, they said that we came from the planet Nibiru, which may have been the planet Venus, that circles our galaxy or our solar system every 10,000 years, something like that, 25,000 years.
Talking about Venus does that?
I believe Venus might actually do that.
Servers.
Or the secondary planet of Venus.
Okay, I'm listening.
So there are basically two Venuses out there. A planet that looks like Venus and then Venus. Long story short, this young kid goes on America's Got Talent, or America Has Special Abilities and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
He levitates this screen, this big bar, metal bar, about as thick as a baseball bat, probably thicker than that.
Yeah.
And when he levitates it, he takes his finger and splits it into 3 sections like that. He says 1, 2, 3. The bar bends itself just like that.
And this really happened.
This really happened.
And like, hold on, why don't they talk about this? Like, how did you find out about this?
I found out about this from a guy named Mr. Butler, a teacher of mine in 2003. He taught me about the Illuminati. He taught me about the Masonic organizations. And he also taught me about how certain people have special abilities. And I said, wait a minute. I said, what? I said, tell me about this. He told me about that young man that did that. I couldn't believe it. I was so dumbfounded. And to this day, after that, nobody knows what happened to that young man. Nobody knows.
And so you believe that there's other people walk around here who got powers?
I know there's other people that's around this world that got supernatural powers.
How do you know that?
How do we know it? I've seen it. I've seen guys who could verbalize and just by talking to you, put you under a trance. I've seen people, even Buddhist monks, who use a lower level of supernatural ability. They use entities to help them to levitate off the ground.
That's real.
It's real, but they're using a demonic force to do it. There's people that can just naturally do it.
They can just levitate.
They can just do it. In fact, I'll put something out there. You got athletes who can kill you up just by looking at you. Uh-oh. You remember that movie that they said the guys that stare at goats?
Yeah.
Come on now. They putting the stuff out there. There's famous celebrities that can do that. Famous ones.
They can stare at you?
And you could die.
And unalive?
I'm sorry, and unalive you. And
no
unalive
way.
you.
No way. Just by looking at you.
Just by looking at you.
He's going to drop.
You know, some people try to call it spontaneous combustion. All kind of theories out there. But this is the real stuff. You got people that can that can, probably, this is no joke at all, who probably can fly. We talked about that. People that can fly. Check that out.
I'm gonna check it out.
Okay, we're not lying.
What do we start? What do I start looking at?
Look at the Buddhist monk who levitates. It's on YouTube. He levitated himself, supposedly, just like that, off the ground for minutes. Some people can move objects with their body, move it without touching it. Absolutely.
Y'all be seeing videos like that online, but I don't know how real they are. You know what I mean?
Some of them could be fake. Some of them could be real.
Yeah.
But you saw the one with as you saw, well, even there was other ones too. Some people can cause things, to happen. But that video that you saw, you said you never saw a machine do that before. How can you fake that one? Yeah. It's kind of hard to fake that one.
It's hard to fake that, for sure.
It's kind of hard to fake that one.
For sure. It's definitely hard to fake that. And you did that.
I say God did it.
yeah, for sure. We don't want no coming after you, brother.
Oh, no, they didn't come after it. God will defend it, too. He defended it again.
That's real.
No, real talk.
That's real. All right, cool, man. So anything else you want to say before we get up out of here?
Well, hey, I want you guys to question to see if I got knighted by the queen. After that fight I had with that assassin, the queen knighted me and gave me a CBE, knighthood, unofficially. It's online. They tried to take it down and said you couldn't see it. Yeah. A knighthood. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find that knighthood.
All right, go ahead, for sure.
That's something people have been trying to discredit that knighthood for some time. Hold on. You mind if I ask you if you can hold this real quick?
Yep, for sure.
What's going on, man? Check it out. I see y'all doing it out here, but I got a theater in there with curtains and all that. If y'all want to get some, if you want to get some, I don't know what y'all shooting, what it's for, but if y'all want to get some, because we're not going to be using it for a while, but if y'all want to come in the theater and check it out, got some curtains, nice backdrop, people not walking by you all day. In case you.
Yeah, well, we done now, but we about to be finished. Is it like, what about later, like next week or something like that? Anytime or just like for today?
I have it this weekend. I have it all day tomorrow, and I have it tonight. We have a show. We're doing a show, a play called Third Good. Y'all want to come through? I'll give you some tickets. But we have a show tonight. When I saw y'all working, I'm like, okay, those are my young brothers. Y'all could do it in the theater. Got curtains and that would be nice. I wish I tapped you on the shoulder when I first came in, but you was recording, so I didn't want to.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Appreciate that.
That's it. Okay. Thank you, brother. Now check this out. Here's the video I wanted to show, and you guys can see it right here. You can see, literally, where it's gonna show the knighthood. Can you believe this, ladies and gentlemen? And this is online, so this is how they gave me the knighthood. I know, you see that? It's kind of scary. You can see where it says CBE knighthood, and the only person that can do that supposedly is from the Queen of England. You see that? It's not, you can't make this up. I was so happy to capture this before they took it offline. Knighted by the Queen. Why would the Queen of England give an American? only 2 Americans in history have been knighted by the Queen. Americans, only 2. I'm the second one. Another guy from Virginia was knighted, and he was rumored to have been an African who went somewhere in England. But anyway, I've never been to England, and you can see there's definitely me, and I'm showing where it took place, stuff like that. That's the hidden footage that you may not see, very happy about that, and it says awards, it took you down to that so that you can see, net worth, all that stuff, 1 to 5 million supposedly, never received it. So, but yeah, awards and honors. Awards and honors. Yep. Commander of the British Empire. It's kind of blurry, but you can see that. Commander of the British Empire. You saw that, right?
Yeah, I seen that.
You got that? Okay, so that was...
So you said they gave you 1.5 mil?
No. They said between 1 to 5 million is my net worth. So I never received a dime yet. Never received it.
But it says that your net worth is 1.5 mil online.
1 to 5 mil. So between 1 million and 5 million. Probably closer to 5 million. That's what I would say. And I'm homeless as a dog. So it is what it is. Just stuff like that, it's just trying to find out the truth and what's really going on in the Keith Liddell situation. Why do they have me listed as Samson KO or Kid Little on BoxRec with mysteriously 20-some fights on there? 26 fights with the Samson KO, and with the Kid Little, they have about 10 fights with that one. So, a guy from Chicago, 1914, there's nobody like that. Why won't they just put Keith Liddell? Why am I being blackballed? Who knows?
Bruce, I'm the branch manager.
Yes, sir.
Are you filming?
Yes, sir.
Okay. To get permission to film on county property, here's what you need to go through.
Okay.
It requires a permit to film on county property.
Okay, I got you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. We just about done anyway. I hate to say.
Yeah, for sure. Dang, man. You said you got blackball because you're not a Mason, right?
Right.
I got you. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you said the guy that came up here was a Mason?
Oh, definitely. You can see that. He saw the Masonic symbol. You saw that 3-3 with his little hand was like that.
That's what that means?
I believe so. I'm not sure. I'm not part of it, but I've seen that as
He didn't
fraternity.
deny it, though.
Well, he didn't deny it. No, he didn't. But he offered a more, I won't say exclusive place, but a place to basically get out to public. So he might have been trying to help out.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right, brother. Well, I guess that's it, man.
All right.
Thank you for coming on Fish and Grits.
Thank you for having me.
For sure.
Appreciate it.